What's the stupidest thing someone has said to you with confidence? If you enjoy the video, don't forget to show the like button some love, and leave a comment below. A distant cousin, who has long been a complete dumbass, once told me that whatever direction she is facing is north. It came up when I was on the phone giving someone directions and she was nearby. I said something like, go north on X street, then take a left on Y, etc. She overheard me and said that I didn't make any sense, because whatever direction you're facing is north, so north changes depending on which way you are facing. I said, no, north is north. It's only the direction you're facing if you happen to be facing north, and she started arguing with me over it. She definitely was not just effing with me, because she is a dumbass that has a long history of saying really stupid shit. Your cousin is a compass, which is short for complete ass. That she could never use a sperm donor to have a kid, because she wasn't 100% sure that the baby or child would speak English. It's probably for the best that she won't use a sperm donor. It would be best for her to never parent at all, no matter the means of child acquisition. You should try to incorporate cinnamon and apple cider vinegar into your diet, then you can get off the insulin and use more natural products to control your blood sugar. I'm a type 1 diabetic. Have you tried not being diabetic? I honestly have, and it landed me in the ICU. LOL. You shouldn't wear a seatbelt, because in the event of a crash, you're better off being thrown out of the car than being trapped in it. As an EMT, it would certainly be less paperwork, right? Wounds incompatible with life. Chart. Done. You're not Asian, you're Chinese. She's Asian. You don't know that. She could be Korean. The effort to be safe is hilarious. I used to work in a lab where origami was a pretty big thing, so there were origami figurines all over the place. Some guy comes to visit and comments on the figures and says, those are nice, what are they called? Macrame? I said, they're origami. He responded, I'm pretty sure it's macrame. I'm usually right about this sort of thing. I wish there was a window in between us, so I didn't have to look at you. That is amazing. How can it be 9 AM here, Toronto, and 6 AM in Vancouver, at the same time? A work colleague, years ago, I tried to explain it but it didn't work. EditRow. This resonates with a lot of people. I remember that she was a very sweet and kind-hearted lady, and she really could not understand it. I think she lacked some basic knowledge, so the concept of time zones was too advanced for her. I work with long-haul truckers, and I literally had to explain time zones to one of them. It blew my mind. Didn't he wonder why the time kept changing? My front desk gym rep, I gave them a 1-week free gym membership, March 27th to March 35th, and it would have been March 34th anyhow. They laid their jacket right beside a stove. Don't worry, it's waterproof. Did they really confuse water and fire? Yeah, I just stared at them for a minute, until what they said sunk in. Oh, I don't believe in electrons. I've never seen one. Have you? No, I didn't think so. I guess they're trying to be more positive. If you ever fall out of a plane without a parachute, you should grab onto the ground when you hit it, so that you don't bounce, because that is the bounce that kills you, not the first impact. He swore that it was true and that a skydiving instructor had told him. I believe the skydiving instructor told him that, but the skydiving instructor probably thought he was smart enough to get the joke. I had a roommate in college who visited Spain, and thought that it was hilarious that people there commented on his accent. For him, I don't have an accent, I'm an American. Tom, you're one of the reasons that people think that we're all stupid. In a similar vein, a friend of mine in college had a boyfriend from the UK. You would not believe how many people asked him how he was able to speak English so well. It was horrifying. I was having a conversation with someone from the UK, and one of my friends complimented his accent. He said he liked our accents as well, and she just goes, we don't have an accent, haha. The look of utter confusion on this dude's face killed me. When I was moving to Hawaii, I had a friend ask if they had cars or roads there. She believed they got around using tiny boats. Imagine saying you are from Egypt. F houses. All my homies live in pyramids. 1/4 is greater than 1/2. A&W actually tried doing a 1/3 pounder to duel with McDonald's 1/4 pounder and failed because most Americans thought a 1/3 was less than 1/4. Canada is part of the United States, my Canadian friend told me once. Legit, I think some people confuse North America with United States of America. Not saying it isn't outrageous, but at least I get how it happens. One of my Canadian friends was arguing that we should call Mexicans Americans because they lived in North America. So I started calling him an American, and he didn't like it very much. You're blind, so you don't need to wear a mask. Well, yeah, how will they use their echolocation to find their way around if they are wearing a mask? I worked at CVS, and this woman was buying a 6-pack of Smart Water. She asked me if it would make her smarter, and when I said no, she asked to speak with a manager. You should have told her she couldn't possibly get any dumber. When I was in grade 10 of high school, in the US, so we were 15 or 16-year-olds, a guy in my class argued with me because he was insistent that the penis has a bone, because, and I quote, why else would it be called a boner? Interestingly enough, while human penises do not have bones, the penises of almost all other primates do. All other mammals. Seriously, practically every mammal has a dick bone. It's connected to the hip bone. People in high school didn't believe me when I told them that English came from England and was indigenous to England. Similarly, for some reason, someone in college insisted that English was indigenous to America. There was a guy I knew from the UAE in college with me. We were talking about track and field for some reason, and he blurts out, yeah, women shouldn't be running so fast because their ovaries will burst. He was absolutely serious and insisted this is a well-known fact taught in high school biology. Prior to the 1970s, it was widely believed that long-distance running was dangerous to a woman's health, causing that woman's uterus to fall out of her body, their legs to get too large, and maybe even grow hair on their chest. Women didn't believe those ridiculous claims and continued pushing for their right to run marathons and other long-distance events, and soon enough, the insane fears were put to rest, given the worst fears didn't actually occur.